Welcome to our Pre-Shabbat prayer and meditation with Tales to Inspire. This program will begin in approximately 10 minutes. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to start in a couple minutes. You are on mute. I will take everybody off mute at the end of the service, so we could say good Shabbat Shalom to each other. But at this time, I'm keeping everybody on mute. I'm going to just say hello as everybody comes in. So, welcome, welcome. I have everybody on mute at this time. We will take people off mute at the end of the service. Service is going to be about 30 to 40 minutes. And we will start in a couple minutes, giving people time to come on. I want to welcome everyone, and we will start shortly. Still welcoming people in. So let me just say hello to Alvin and Janet. Right now, I don't see anybody's. Okay, I'm going to see over here. I want to say welcome. Let me see who I could see. I'll turn my video on in a second. I think Tzvi Harley is on with us on the phone. We have Teddy and Sam with us. Alvin and Janet. We have Edmund Ezra. Welcome, welcome. Julie, Lynn. So welcome to each and every one of you. I just want to change one setting and we will begin. Okay. Okay, welcome to our service. We always begin each week with a prayer and a meditation. And we've been doing the same prayer because prayer is done every week before Shabbat. Yedid Nefesh. And over every the weeks, we've been doing 3 different meditations to think about as we recite this prayer. So our first prayer, Yedid Nefesh, let's go through the meditation. Oh, but I prepared a little song. Let's begin with a little joy, except that I have to make sure. I have to share again. Hold on one second. I have to share again. I know, because I have to make sure that the sound is working on the video. Okay. Especially since I don't have anybody to tell me you're all on mute. So I don't have anybody to tell me that you can't hear. So I will ask one person to raise their hand as soon as I start the music. Alvin, you're going to be the one to raise your hand as soon as the music starts to let me know that you can actually hear it. Okay, so we will go to our meditation. So here's our meditation, meditation number 3, which means that this is the 6th Zoom Friday Shabbat service that we're doing together. So what does a soul look like? We all have a neshama, a soul. What does it look like? And what elements of our personality can we attribute to our soul, to our neshama? In the Tanya, which is the original works of the Alter Rebbe Shnezaman of Liadi, the founder of the Chabad movement, he defines the soul as a flame that seeks to depart from its wick, and kiss the heavens. So that's what a neshama is. That's why I know it's very difficult on Zoom, and I try to remind myself that when you're on Zoom, you can't shake. But I've been shuckling all my life, and so it's very, very difficult to get out of this habit, especially while I'm praying or studying or sharing thoughts. I can't focus. It's like when I first started speaking in public, one of the things that I was trying to get rid of was the ums. A lot of public speakers, they say and you hear, if you listen to it, you hear more ums than any other part of the discussion. So I remember when I was trying to get rid of the ums, not that I don't do it at all, but it became very difficult because you can't concentrate on both. So you have to practice, not while you're actually speaking, and then start to make that part of you. So it's very difficult for me, but I want to mention it because it's connected to this idea. And that is that right now I'm paying attention to the fact that I'm speaking to you and we're on Zoom, and it's difficult for people to watch and pay attention to someone where their head is moving back and forth like this. But I know when I watch the videos afterwards, I see myself and I'm nonstop moving. But what can I do? It's part of my habit. And I know that when we're not on a video and we're live in a room, and hopefully soon we'll all be able to do that more often, I'll be able to be live and together. So then I know it's not such a distraction. At least I've never been told that it's a distraction. But when you're speaking to one individual, I know it is sometimes, and certainly when you're on a video. So I apologize for that. But the reason that we do that is we're taught that a little shackle actually allows a person, a little wave, a little shake, allows a person to concentrate when they're praying and studying. I know it doesn't sound right, but you got to try it and then you'll see it works. So from experience, I could tell you that it works. And the other thing is and this is related, and this is where I'm getting to, and that is that our soul is like a flame. And a flame flickers. The flame is always trying to connect to God, to depart from its wick. And so when we pray and we study, we don't just do it with our mind, with our emotions, but we do it with our soul, with our very essence. And so we get emotionally involved and like a flame. So that's why I'm moving a lot. So I hope it's not a distraction, but that's the reason. If you want, you could join me, just like you join me in reading. If you want, you can start joining me and giving a little shuckle. In our prayer, we say, my soul is sick for your love. Please, O God, heal her now by showing her the pleasantness of your radiance. Then she will be strengthened and healed, and eternal gladness will be hers. The soul, in other words, is that dimension of our psyche that does not seek self-importance, power, or excessive materialism. It despises politics, manipulation, and dishonesty. And it is repulsed by unethical behavior and by false facades. What are its aspirations? The soul harbors a single yearning to melt away in the all-pervading truth of God. So now we have some kind of picture. Of course, we need to spend many hours on this text and this meditation to truly understand it and so on, but at least it gives us a framework to be able to meditate and to understand what the soul is, the purity of the soul, the connection the soul wants to have, which is our true self, the connection it wants to have with God, its source. So let's begin with Yedid Nefesh. We start in Hebrew. There's transliteration on the left side, and I know some of you have been joining us from the very beginning, from the first week of the 6 weeks that we've been doing this. So please join along. And again, remember, if you join along and you sing, no one else can hear you. First of all, you'll drown out my voice, and if you don't say it right, it really doesn't matter, because again, this is an expression of the soul. So let's join together. Yedid nefesh avarachamon mishoich avdecha eretz oinecha yarutz avdecha kemoyayo yishtachaveh el muladarecha yerav loy yedidoy secha minoy festzuf v'chol toam hador noeh ziv ha'olam nafshi choyelas avosecha ono elenor fanalo beharo isla noyam zivecha ostis chazeik v'siyis rapei third paragraph. Vasikyemu rachamecha v'chosano al beinahu becha ki ze kamo nichsoif nichsafti li yidois besiferes ozecha elecha mda libi v'chosano v'yalti salom higolenam uferois chavivi olai esukas shloimecho toir eretz mikvoyedecha nogila v'nismecha bach ma'erov kivamoyei v'chaneno kimeyolam did-it-ai-lai-lai-lai did-it-ai-lai-lai-lai did-it-ai-lai-lai-lai-lai-lai-lai-lai did-it-ai-lai-lai-lai did-it-ai-lai-lai-lam did-it-ai-lai-lai-lai-lai-lam did-it-ai-lai-lai-lai did-it-ai-lai-lai-lam did-it-ai-lai-da-da-da-da may-dai-dai-dam did-it-ai-ai-ai-yam did-it-ai-da-da-dam did-it-ai-ai-ai-da-dam. So let's read this now in the English. I see some others have joined along since we began, so I want to welcome everybody here. We are on mute during the actual service, and we will take everybody off mute at the end of the service, at which time everybody will have an opportunity to wish each other Shabbat Shalom. So here we have the English, please join along. Beloved of the soul, compassionate Father, draw your servant to your will. Then your servant will hurry like a hart to bow before your majesty. To him your friendship will be sweeter than the dripping of the honeycomb and all taste. Majestic, beautiful radiance of the universe, my soul is sick for your love. Please, O God, heal her now by showing her the pleasantness of your radiance. Then she will be strengthened and healed, and eternal gladness will be hers. All worthy one, may your mercy be aroused, and please take pity on the son of your beloved, because it is so very long that I have yearned intensely to see the splendor of your strength. Only these my heart desired. So please take pity and do not conceal yourself. Please be revealed and spread upon me, my beloved, the shelter of your peace, that we may rejoice and be glad with you. Hasten, beloved, for the time has come, and show us grace as in days of old. At this time, I kept a slide from last week. This week is Parshat Ba'alotcha, and I want to tell you a little story. I want to tell you a story about, if you look at this picture, you could see the Rebbe on the left, Rabbi Schneerson, and a Hasidic Jew, one of the Rebbe's great emissaries of blessed memory, Rabbi Reichik, who started up the Chabad activities in California. He was an incredible Jew, dedicated to his work, to his love for Jews, and did it with tremendous humility. But before we get to our story, which is related to the picture on the right, I want to give you a little introduction and tell you why I'm sharing this story and how it's related to our Torah portion. There are many very interesting topics discussed in our Torah portion. One of the things that it says in our portion is that Moses, it says, and the man Moses, anav miod mikol ha'adam, he was exceedingly humble. Now let's think about it for a moment. What does it mean that Moses, of all people, was a humble individual? Moses was the one who God chose to give us the Torah. Moses was the one who went up to heaven. He knew his qualities. What does it mean when the Torah tells us that Moses was humble? And if you want to answer a question in Judaism, right? I shouldn't say in Judaism, but the Jewish way of answering a question is with another question. There's an interesting Talmudic passage. It's the end of the tractate called Sota. And it says there, and I'll read the text, it says, when Rabbi Yehuda the prince died, humility and fear of sin ceased. On which the Gemara, the Talmud, comments that when this Mishnah was taught in the academy, in the yeshiva, Rabbi Yosef would say to the teacher, to the one who repeated the Mishnah, he would say, do not include the word humility. Again, it says when Rabbi Yehuda passed away, Rabbi Yehuda the prince passed away, humility and fear of sin ceased. And Rabbi Yosef says, when he hears this teaching, he says, please don't include the word humility. Include the word fear of sin, that ceased, but not humility. Why? So he says, I know a guy who's humble. Who's that humble person? He says, because there is me. There is I. I am humble. And so don't learn that there's no humble people left, because I'm humble. You know, they say that there was a certain synagogue in Europe where people acted very humble. There is a very big difference between acting humble, and we'll talk about it, between acting humble and actually being humble. So people acted very humble. You know, I'm a very humble person. You can bend your head a little bit. You could make yourself, you know, I don't want to be the speaker because I'm very humble. So they say the story that this congregation, it's Simchas Torah celebration, and there are many, many people in the congregation, and whoever was announcing the honors says, you want an honor? Okay, we're going to give the next honor to the most humble person in this room. And the entire room got up and walked up for the honor. Right? They were all very humble. So obviously we understand that that was false humility. You know, if you go with your head a little down and show people that you're humble, that's not being humble. So what is humility? And if we understand what humility is, then we could appreciate that Moses, as the Torah tells us, even though he was the greatest of people, the greatest leader who ever lived, Moses was a humble person. So this is where I share the story of Rabbi Reichik, the Rebbe's head emissary. I'm not sure how many years ago he passed away, but I do remember seeing him in Crown Heights in 770 during the holidays with a fervent prayer and a very intense, and you could see his sincerity. Anyway, so he would travel around all over North America, seeking out Jews in small communities and trying to strengthen the infrastructure of those communities. There are many, if you Google his name, the first thing that comes up is him on a plane, putting on tefillin with someone on a plane. He was out there trying to inspire Jews to feel that connection to God. So there was a time in the 80s where he was in Miami and he was in Tampa. And the Chabad rabbi in Tampa says, Rabbi Reichik, the Chabad rabbi in Tampa at the time was a younger rabbi, and Rabbi Reichik was a senior rabbi. And he says, Rabbi Reichik, I need a little help. There's a Sephardic Jew who lives in the area. Financially, it seems that he is capable of paying for our mikvah, our ritual bath. Now you understand the picture on the right. That is a picture of the mikvah built in Tampa, Florida. I believe the one that the story is about. And so he says to Rabbi Reichik, if you could do me a favor and come with me and be my assistant, so to speak, or my support, and help me raise this money from this wealthy individual. And so they headed over to this Jew's home or office, and they walk in. And the moment they walk in, this Jew, the Sephardic Jew, looks at Rabbi Reichik, and he says, Rabbi Reichik, he looks at him and he says, you? I can't believe it. Were you the man who came to me last night in my dream? And Rabbi Reichik looks at him and he says, yes, it was me. Or yes, it was, you know. I was that guy who came to you in the dream. And he says, what brings you here? And so Rabbi Reichik, the older Chabad rabbi, says to him, what brings me here? I've come to raise money to ask you to support the mikvah in Tampa that this young rabbi is trying to build. And the individual asks, so how much is it going to be? How much is the mikvah? And he tells him how much it's for. And the Jew says, let me write you a check. And he paid for the entire sum. So when they left, the younger rabbi says to the senior rabbi, to Rabbi Reichik, he says, Rabbi Reichik, That was not you in his dream. You don't go to people in their dreams. But yet you said that it was you. So he said, look, I knew some rabbi came to him in a dream, right? How do I know? Because he told me, right? A rabbi came to me in his dream. I can only imagine that the rabbi who came to him in a dream must have been Rabbi Schneerson. I am an emissary of Rabbi Schneerson. And in the Torah, we learn that an emissary is considered and has the same strength as the person who sends him. He has the power, the strength of the person who sends that emissary. So he said, if I am the emissary of Rabbi Schneerson, then it was me, because I'm doing his work, who came to him in the dream. I know it wasn't me, it was him. But it was okay to say it, because I came as his emissary. What is the point of this story? It's an interesting story. But what's the point of this story? And the message of this story is that Rabbi Reichik recognized that his job was not something that he did on his own. Meaning, he wasn't there to serve himself. It wasn't about him. It was about his mission. It was about his purpose. When we can recognize our talents, our purpose, our mission, that's not being boastful. That's being true to ourselves. Being humble is not allowing our self-centeredness to get in the way of our mission and our purpose. And that's the message that Rabbi Reichik taught this young rabbi. Don't let yourself get in the way of your purpose, of your mission. If you have a talent, if you have a mission, you have a purpose in life, go ahead and do it and recognize that you are an emissary. We are all emissaries of God. And so if we're an emissary of God, we have tremendous strengths. We should recognize them and not be humble by the strengths, but be humbled by the fact that God chose us and gave us these strengths. That is true humility. And so Moses was the greatest man who ever lived. But even though he was the greatest man who ever lived, he recognized that his strengths, his abilities came simply because he was an emissary from God. And that did not make him put his head down. He walked around and he walked around with strength. He walked around with pride, but it wasn't self-pride. It wasn't about me. It's about my mission. And that is really a tremendous lesson for each and every one of us. Not to, again, have false humility, to recognize our strengths, our abilities that God has given us, and to use them out to the best of our ability. And so that's my little story and message for this Shabbos. We continue, as we do each week, to study a chapter of Tehillim. And so we're going to study this chapter of Tehillim, chapter 121. We have done this in the past. Do it again. It's a song. It's the first of the Song of Ascent series. And it begins with a slightly different wording than other chapters. The theme of this chapter is God's divine providence. It instructs us not to place our hope in man. Rather, we should look to God for help. For only God, creator of heaven and earth, has the true power of salvation. The Hebrew words, from where will my help come? This is one of my favorite prayers. We sing this every Shabbat morning. And when we get back together, God willing, things are starting to open up. But when we're able to get back together properly, we will get back to singing this beautiful prayer. We usually do it at the earlier part of the prayers. The Hebrew words, from where will my help come, when translated literally means my help will come from nothing. It's the word ayin. I don't know if any of you remember when we first mentioned this, maybe 5-6 weeks ago. The word ayin in Hebrew, may ayin, from where, can also mean ayin, from nothing. So my help will come from nothing. The verse is telling us that our help comes directly from God, who is beyond any type of description and is therefore referred to as nothing, who precedes everything and will help us regardless of whether we deserve it or not. So let's do this prayer. For those of you who read in Hebrew, we're going to do it together with a little melody that we always do at Chabad. I'm sorry that I don't have the transliteration for this prayer, and then we'll do it in English. Shir Lamalo Esa Einai El Ha'arim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Me'im Adonai Osei Shamayim Baretz Al Yitein Lamot Raglecha Al Yanum Shomrecha Hine Lo Yanum Velo Yishan Shomer Yisrael Adonai Shomrecha Adonai Tzilecha Al Yad Yeminecha Yomam HaShemesh Lo Yakeka V'Yareach V'Lo Yelach Adonai Yishmarcha Mikara Yishmor Es Nafshecha Adonai Yishmar Teizcha V'Echa Me'ata V'Yad Olam. And now in English. The song, for a sense, I shall raise my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help is from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to falter. Your guardian will not slumber. Behold, the guardian of Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your guardian. The Lord is your shadow. He is by your right hand. By day the sun will not smite you, nor will the moon at night. The Lord will guard you from all evil. He will guard your soul. The Lord will guard your going out and your coming in from now into eternity. This is a song that we've been singing the last couple of weeks. It's from one of the chapters of Tehillim that we did, one of the Psalms. So let's join along. Let's get into this melody. Yivarechecha Hashem. May the Lord bless you from Zion and see the good of Jerusalem all the days of your life. And may you see children born to your children and see peace upon Israel. Yivarechecha Hashem mitzion urei betov Yerushalayim. Yivarechecha Hashem mitzion kol yemei chayecha. Again. Yevarechecha Hashem mitzion urei betov Yerushalayim. Yevarechecha Hashem mitzion kol yemei chayecha. Orei vanim levanecha shalom al Yisrael. 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 I see everybody's getting into it. Let's do it again. And then hopefully when we come back together and we're actually able to sing in sync, because on Zoom you can't sing on sync. You can love on sync, but you can't have sing on sync. So we'll sing again, and hopefully when we come together, wow, that energy, when we're able to sing this together, will be amazing. Yevarechecha Hashem mitzion urei betov Yerushalayim. Yevarechecha Hashem mitzion kol yemei chayecha. Yevarechecha Hashem mitzion urei betov Yerushalayim. Yevarechecha Hashem mitzion kol yemei chayecha. Orei vanim levanecha shalom al Yisrael. Orei vanim levanecha Shalom al Yisrael. Orevanim levanecha. Shalom al Yisrael. Orevanim levanecha. Shalom al Yisrael. Before we do our concluding prayer, I want to just mention, as I try to always mention before we conclude, that we should try before Shabbat. We should try every day, but especially before Shabbat, when we cannot give charity on Shabbat, to give a little charity, which I'm going to do at this time. I have a little box to the side here. It's not such a big box, but here we go. We give a little charity, especially the women before lighting the Shabbat candles, special custom to give charity. Today's candle lighting, and last week too was last week as well was at 8:11. This week is also at 8:11 in our area, and I should say that it probably means usually when you have 2 weeks in a row at the same time, it means that Shabbat is going to start coming in earlier each week. For some people, they like it. For some people, they don't. But anyway, today candle lighting is at 8:11. And let's conclude at this time with Oseh Shalom, asking for peace all over the world. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh Shalom b'imromav, O Yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh Shalom b'imromav, O Yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 Ve'meru. Amen. Okay, so before we unmute everyone, I want to just